Josh and Caleb.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the fourth in our Halloween series, all about horror, different horror videos, in my collection. And once again, we will shout out Planet CHH. Go check out his channel. He is basically the inspiration for these videos, because he does videos like this. He has a cool collection. He keeps everything. I don't do that anymore. I used to. But he has some cool videos. Go check him out. Tell him Josh sent you. Anyway, so he did some cool videos about horror box sets, horror television. So that gave me these ideas. So today we are talking about horror sequels. My personal favorite horror sequels. And we got our Halloween shirt in my collection. So let's jump right in. First being one a lot of you probably have never seen. Maybe you have. Are You Scared 2? Which 1 and 2 are pretty much low budget versions of Saw, but they are a lot of fun. uh, Especially 2. I don't remember which one I like more, 1 or 2. Probably 1, but 2 is a lot of fun. That's a great sequel. Go check those out. Then my favorite Resident Evil movie, Retribution. I think they're all a lot of fun. They don't really connect to the video games at all. But they are a lot of fun. There are certain things that connect to the video games, but overall, not really. Hatchet 2, love Hatchet 1 and 2. After that, I don't know. But 2 is a great sequel. Tom Holland is in this. Not Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Kane Hodder, Tony Todd, Danielle Harris. Yeah, great sequel. Love Hatchet 2. Then The Rage, Carrie 2. Fun sequel. More psychological than anything. I remember watching this on TV back in the day. The kid from First Kid. And Home Improvement, right? Yeah, I think I'm right. But yeah, very cool sequel, especially at the end. The whole, she gets trapped under this pool cover, and it's pretty cool. So Carrie 2. Then Ginger Snaps 2. Love this one. Great sequel. 3, not so much. But 2's a fun sequel. Just great werewolf movies and practical effects. These were done overseas, I believe in Australia. I could be wrong about that. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Then Jaws 3, a lot of people just dismiss Jaws 3 and 4. 4, I can kind of see, but 3 is a lot of fun. It's a slasher movie with a shark in SeaWorld. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Check out 3. Then I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Great sequel. A lot of people just dismiss it. And Jack Black is in it for one thing. I feel like it does all the right things a sequel should do. It's different, it ups the stakes, and you have new characters. So yeah, that's a good sequel. Then Urban Legends Final Cut. Uh, Bloody Mary's okay, but Final Cut is the one I used to watch a lot as a kid. Well, both Legends films. Um, Jamie Blanks did not direct the sequel. It was John Ottman who composes music. And it's a lot of fun. It's about college and film students making a film about urban legends. Is great. Robert Englund also in there. Then The Collection, the sequel to The Collector, and we they were shooting the third one, The Collecting, and something fell through and they just stopped. So don't think we will ever get a third one, but this one is a lot of fun. The Descent, which I think is just as scary and creepy and claustrophobic as the first one. Really love The Descent too, very much. I think it's as good as the first one. Then The Strangers Pray at Night, which I actually think is a little better than the first one. First one's more, psychological than horror. Of course, this is more action than horror, so I guess neither one really hits the horror mark, but this one is a lot of fun as a sequel. Then Children of the Corn, I want to say 3 is my favorite. Urban Harvest. I think that's the one in the uh, a couple adopts a pair of orphan brothers. It becomes clear the boys are much more than they seem. Or is it For the Gathering about the mystery? Or 5, 6 colors? I should probably watch this and see for myself. I know it's the one in like the suburbs with like the plants taking up. If you know what I mean, leave a comment. I enjoy most of those. Have not seen them in a long time. Doctor Sleep, great sequel to The Shining. Very well done, Mike Flanagan. Did some great TV, which we talked about in our previous video. Creepshow 2, a lot of fun. Holds up to the first one. 3, not so much. But 2 is a lot of fun. Some great sequences in that one. Then Firestarter 2, Rekindled. Malcolm McDowell, Dennis Harper, and her. A lot of fun. Seen on the Sci-Fi Channel. Better than the remake, certainly. I think it's a fun sequel. Kind of like Carrie 2. I feel like it's in that vein. Pet Cemetery 2, very underrated. A lot of people don't just dismiss this. And I feel like some ways it's better than the first one. Not overall, but some cool practical effects. Uh, they're on a movie set and stuff, and Edward Furlong is in it. Great. Then Chucky, my personal favorite is The Curse of Chucky. That would probably go 2, Bride, then they all kind of converge together. 3, probably Cult, Seed. Well, the original's in there somewhere. But yeah, Curse is my favorite. Then Leprechaun Returns, which I'm the Leprechaun series is kind of hit or miss for me. Uh, 'Cause it's a weird franchise. So it's probably a hot take that this is in fact my favorite Leprechaun movie, even though Warwick Davis is not in this film. Uh, it's just a lot of fun. I don't know. They're all a lot of fun though, but it's probably a hot take that that's my favorite. Critters 3, probably another hot take. This is my favorite Critters movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is in this one. And it's about apartment building. Uh, REC 2, I do like 3 as well, but this picks up pretty much right after the first one. So as far as sequels, you can't really do much better than that. RAC2, check it out. Also, Pumpkinhead 2, great sequel. Linnea Quigley is in this movie. Uh, great, great practical effects. They will blow you away. Kane Hodder is actually in this. He is Pumpkinhead. Who else is in this movie? Amy Dolenz, Witchboard, Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser, uh, then some other, yeah, Linnea Quigley is mentioned. Fun movie. Love that one a whole lot. Then Fly 2, the sequel to the remake, which probably should not work because Cronenberg did not return as director. The guy who did the special effects directed this one. But it's a lot of fun as sequels go. Eric Stoltz is in this one. Daphne uh, Zuniga. Probably butchered that. And yeah, complements originals story beautifully. So there we go. Fly 2, the sequel to the remake. Then Terrifier 2, great sequel. Technically the third movie in the franchise, because All Hallows Eve was, the first one, but then they change actors, and he has done a great job. I did meet him at Spooky Empire. David Howard Thornton, yeah, he is great. This one ups the stakes tremendously from the first Terrifier. So good, lot of great kills in this one. And the third one, I hear, is going to be even more. And how we're going to top the salt scene, I don't know. Tremors, I would probably say 2. 2 is my favorite sequel, but I love 3 as well. Then the rest are kind of, you know, bad or mediocre, like 4. Although I do enjoy 4 because they still use practical effects, unlike 5, 6, and 7. Anyway, so 2 and 3 is what I would go with if you want to check those out. Then my favorite Purge movie, Purge Election Year. Anarchy is certainly up there as well as one of the better sequels, but Election Year is my favorite. We had to include Jaws 2. This one's very nostalgic for me. One day when I was sick and had to skip school, there was a marathon of horror movies on, horror sequels. We had Jaws 2. Right after that was Child's Play 2. So yeah, horror sequels go back with me. So Jaws 2, very nostalgic. I enjoy it as a sequel. It is very good. Uh, yeah. Probably my favorite, although I do love 3 as well. Then Evil Dead 2, good sequel, well, sequel kind of remake. They kind of redo the first one over again, but with more money. But 2 is a lot of fun. Also love Army of Darkness. Then Scream. I don't know which one I would pick as my favorite sequel. Probably 2 or 4 I would pick. Although I do enjoy all of them very much. Insidious Chapter 2. I probably would have picked Chapter 3 because I love the ghost in that one. But that's a prequel, so I picked Chapter 2, which is a lot of fun. Have not seen Red Door yet, so gotta check that out at some point. I'm sure it's great. Demons 2, just as creepy as the first Demons, directed by Dario Argento. There's a third one called The Church, so if you want to check that out. But Demons 2, a lot of fun. Then Annabelle comes home. I would also throw in Creation, because that one is a lot of fun. The first Annabelle, I feel like is very slow. Uh, it has its moments, but I feel like Creation and Comes Home, which is basically another Conjuring movie. But yeah, it's a lot. That's why I picked it basically. But yeah, it's really good. Conjuring 2, very good sequel. Love the Conjuring films. I don't love every movie in the Conjuring universe, none. Looking at you. But Conjuring 2, great sequel. 28 Weeks Later, a great sequel to 28 Days Later, which is a Danny Boyle film. But this was great sequel. Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh, great sequel. Love this one. Some of the third one, not good. And the reboot continuation, I don't know what the most recent Candyman was, but this one, outside of the first Candyman, is my favorite. Great sequel. Also this Hellraiser 2, Hellbound Hellraiser 2, best sequel in the Hellraiser franchise. All the others they're, some are good, some are bad. Not all of them were written originally as Hellraiser movies. They just kinda tacked on the name and threw Pinhead in there, but this one is great. Uh, Getting down to some of my personal favorite sequels, Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead. I would probably say I enjoy Dawn of the Dead a little better, although I do enjoy both. Bride of Reanimator, very good sequel. So good. And then, what was the other one? Beyond Reanimator is also very good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, my favorite film in the franchise. Probably, another hot take here. The original is great, but I feel like this one is a whole lot of fun. Should get that on Blu-ray at some point. I did buy it on Blu-ray, but it was scratched and didn't work. Yeah, Nightmare 3 and 4 favorite sequels. New Nightmare isn't really a sequel, but it's good as well. But if we're going just sequels, I would go 3 and 4. Those are great. Then some Friday the 13th films. I just grabbed some of my favorite. 7 Takes Manhattan. Jason Goes to Hell. Great one. Need to revisit that one. Jason X. And then Freddy vs. Jason. I just realized I picked 7 through 10 and then Freddy versus Jason. But that's how it goes. Uh, you know, and these are the ones I really enjoy. So that's just how it turned out. Jason X is a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of people hate that movie, but it is a lot of fun. Friday the 13th overall is, you can marathon all the movies without trouble, even the remake. I feel like some series like Halloween or Nightmare, you can't really, some of those, are not watchable. I mean, they're watchable, but you know what I mean. I feel like Friday the 13th is the most, you can marathon that franchise more easily. Then we'll end with Halloween 2, Halloween 4 and 5, which sung by Daniel Harris, and then H2O is some of my favorite Halloween sequels. So good. I enjoy the Halloween franchise. Probably outside Friday the 13th has the most sequels I like outside of Scream. So there we go. Horror sequels. That is going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed all the Halloween related videos, all the horror collections within my collection videos, and the reviews we did. We had 3 reviews, and the conventions. Hope you enjoyed everything this October. Hope you guys had a great Halloween. Hope you watched some horror movies. If any of these have, have been added to your watch list, glad I could help you out. So that is going to do it. I'm Josh. More videos coming as always. Until then, if I don't see you out thrifting or at Walt Disney World, I will see you at the movies. Go watch some horror movies. Bye.